I'll tell you what, you've got to hope. You've got to hope that Antonio Conte hasn't got a try before you buy kind of agreement with Daniel Levy about this, because I've got to say, if I was him, I'd be going, nah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. You know, that quality in that team, the starting 11, realistically should be enough to beat that team. They should. They should be able to beat that team, right? But they are just absolutely woeful. Dele Alli, what the hell has happened to that guy? This is one of the most highly rated footballers. Just disappeared into nothing. I mean, he's absolutely clueless. Couldn't string a pass together. He couldn't connect the play. Nothing from him. It took me until about 40 minutes into the game to realise that Ndombele was actually playing. I'd seen the starting 11 for sure, but after watching the game, I I forgot that he was even in the team, and he's supposed to be our creative midfield player. For me, I just, £65 million, one of the most sought after players the last couple of years, on fire. Everyone wants him. We get him, turns to shit. What, unbelievable. Sanchez, I have to say, I wouldn't have paid him. I wouldn't have paid him at the left of a back three. That's just my view, right? But both goals are from mistakes and slips by Sanchez playing on the left. He's clearly not comfortable there. He's showing the player inside when he needs to show him outside. What do you expect? It absolutely beggars belief. I mean, give all the credit to Mura today for their effort and their passion and their drive and their enthusiasm and all those sorts of things. I mean, the goal the kid he scored at the beginning, great goal, unstoppable, but he shouldn't have been given that opportunity. No way should he have been given that opportunity. Sessegnon, someone called it Sessingon, which I thought was funny. But this was your chance, mate. This is your chance to show what you've got. And I was at the game against Leeds when Sessegnon came on, and he looked really sharp. He looked really up for it. What happened today? What are you doing? Diving in, stupid tackles, and get yourself sent off so early. I mean, it's always going to be an uphill battle. You're 1-0 down, you've lost a player. Get it. But even with 10 players, we should be able to beat this lot. Conte, he does what he needed to do. He hooks off some players. He puts on Son. He puts on Mura. He starts to get those players in there, those attacking players, to try to get something out of it. And we looked a bit better, but nowhere near where we should be looking. We did not look good at all. That was a poor performance, regardless of the fact that we got back into it. That was poor, a very poor performance. The passing is all over the place. It's rushed. It's long ball. It's hit and hope. Last ditch panic the whole way through it, and and it is painful to watch. Absolutely painful to watch. Fair play to Harry. He gets himself on the score sheet, takes a great goal, but make no mistake, he's having a nightmare of a time. He's just not getting any kind of service that's getting him anywhere into a free role of being able to score goals or whatever. He's trying to make it himself out of nothing and really trying to do the work of two men. And he is working at it. I don't think this is through a lack of effort. He's clearly struggling and he needs some support. He needs some backup. And whilst we're all laying it on Harry's shoulders, you've also got to look at what's Sonny doing, because his contribution isn't that great. He didn't do an awful lot in that game. I know he wasn't on for the whole game, but even when he was on, we looked a bit sharper. But but that's about it. You know, he ran around a bit, and you know, but it's all too compact, all too running into blind alleys, all too predictable. You know, but the one good thing for me, looking at this game, the one good thing that I think comes out of this is that Conte's now had a really good look at some of these players, and he's got to look at players like Doherty and say, you are not good enough. You know, whether it's because he's come to Tottenham or what, I don't know, but he has not performed at all, and he was totally out of his depth today, totally lost, and he's got to go. Dele Alli, another one. Your time's up, mate. You need to go to Italy or Spain or somewhere like that, and start again, because you need to fall back in love with football. Because to me, you know, you're more interested in what in the different colours of dreadlocks you can put in your hair than you are in actually playing this game and doing something for the fans. You know, I just, you know, for me, it's painful to say it because he was a bright talent, but for me, he's done. He's done. He needs to move on. On Dombele, another one. You are not going to get a tune out of that guy. You are not going to get a tune out of him. Certainly not for 90 minutes. You know, he's just not with it at all. He produces nothing. Even the goalkeeper, Galini, a lot of the time for me, he just kind of stood there. You know, there was an opportunity that went past his post. You know, an inch or two, that would have been another goal. And he literally didn't move. He literally didn't move an inch. He just kind of watched it. And the same when the guy's coming down, you know, we'd seen what had happened in the first half with Sanchez. Surely you should be thinking and trying to close that angle down, you know, getting out there early. You know, you're in the last minute of the game, you know, the last kick of the ball, and you're just standing on your line. I'd rather you come out, clatter the motherfucker, and, you know, whatever, but do something. Don't just stand there like a statue, you know. So frustrating. Such a frustrating game. Really, really poor performance. Lots and lots and lots for Conte to think about. And as I said at the beginning of the video, you've got to hope he hasn't got a try before you buy kind of scenario going on there, because, you know, it's enough to make you say to yourself, I've had enough of this. This is not going to work. Wholesale changes are definitely required. And when your best players are going off the boil, where does that leave you? You know, you're talking about, you know, and we've all been saying it for such a long time, a total rebuild, a total refresh, a total change in direction, because this is just not going to happen. I mean, as I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking we're almost literally out. You know, we're literally out. So, you know, is that a good thing? No, not really, because this is a competition that you should be winning. A team like Tottenham Hotspur should be winning this competition. You know, I've said it before and I say it again. For me, in these kind of competitions, you shouldn't be messing about. You should be putting your best team out from the start and giving it a go. Get the game won, then start tinkering and having a look at different players, not the other way around, you know, because it's harder for those players to get back into the game to get to the levels you need them to get to. Whereas if they're coming straight off, they can build into it. But that's just my opinion, you know. But this could have been, you know, I'm not blaming Conte in this, because at the end of the day, this was already on its way, you know, with the Nuno scenario of what he was doing. So for me, we were already put ourselves in so much trouble in this competition already. It may be a godsend. It may be a godsend. We're out of it. We can concentrate on, you know, domestic cups, you know, league position and so on. But massive rebuilds needed here, and we just ain't got time, you know, for anything special to happen. So I think it's going to be a long season for us. We're going to have to, I said it in my last video, we're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to give Conte the time to get this right, to try to find a winning formula. But it certainly can't involve some of those players that we've seen today. So really disappointing. Really disappointing, because it was all in our hands, and again a slip, and a player in the wrong position, and it's game over. It's game over. So, disappointing day, but it's Tottenham, right? Doing it the hard way since 1882. So, we march on, we carry on, we go to the next game, and we keep on believing. Up the Spurs.